Today we learn how to pass the hardest tests in order to shift reality and embody the highest version of ourselves. I'm going to give you my 7+ years of experience in true spirituality and entrepreneurship to save you years of headaches and challenges. If this is your first time, I'm JP Boyd and I'm the founder of the True Self Method, a revolutionary modality that allows you to manifest your dream life faster and make a bigger impact in the world. Let's go straight into the core of this video. The first thing we need to understand is the universe will give us the opposite of what we ask initially to see if within ourselves we've made enough progress to connect to the truth of our true self and move through that resistance. So if I'm asking for love, if I'm asking for abundance, the universe or the laws of the universe will give you the opposite. The first way the universe tests you is by giving you the opposite of what you want. Because when this happens, your ego wants to throw a tantrum. It wants to go crazy. You're like, how am I asking for wealth and I'm receiving an apparent lack in my bank account, in my life? Maybe I'm losing money. Maybe a weird maintenance came up and I have to get out money of my bank account. But the beautiful thing is that is starting to teach us the meaning of abundance, the meaning of prosperity. And so we get the opposite to experience what abundance is not. And the test is, in the face of this apparent lack, can you still keep your identity in abundance? Can you still keep your attention in the truth that only abundance exists, even if there's apparent scarcity or lack is in front of you? That's why the universe sends you this test, is to show you where you're not being abundant in your life. And this apparent lack will show you exactly where you have to break through, where you need to practice not only conscious practices, but also do the deep inner work, the deep subconscious reprogramming, because that's the easiest way to manifest faster, is by removing the inner blocks. Instead of adding more and more things and learning new techniques, you need to remove the programming that might be blocking you from more abundance and money. And when you do that, we'll get faced with this test. And the way that we pass it is we do not yield, we do not allow the ego to take over us and say, oh, you're still in scarcity, you're still in lack. You can't do this, you're not worthy and deserving of abundance. Who do you think you are? That is the voice of the inner critic, my friend, the greatest opponent that you will ever have. And you need to master it. This is the second reason why the universe sends you these tests. Because at the end of the day, as within, so without. If you're wanting abundance, if you're wanting more wealth and more money, the universe will make sure that within yourself, you're governing your mind. You're not allowing the inner critic to take over. Because guess what? If you want abundance, that is your true nature. But the nature of the ego, the nature of the inner critic, is lack, is unworthiness. And so the universe, or your higher self, is just sitting there waiting to see who you're going to believe from the two masters. You can serve the false master, the egoic self, or you can serve the limitless power of your true self. That's what I've called my entire brand and method, the True Self Method, because everything changes when you start placing your attention on the truth. Know the truth, and the truth will set you free. And the second way is you need to make sure that you fix your attention on the true source of your being. And even if there's scarcity, even if there's challenges, one after another, you need to continue to believe, no, I would not accept that. I do not accept that limitation in my world. I've created that in the past because I believe my inner critic, but I'm listening to the truth of my heart. No more of the lies of my limitations. And so when you do that over and over again, you get to this breakthrough that it's almost like you're stepping into a new dimension. And this is where the identity shift happens. It's when you've transcended the fears and the doubts of the mind related to wealth in this example. Let me share with you a quick story on how that happened for me so that you can relate it to your own life. I remember last year, I was hosting my first in-person retreat and mastermind in Mount Shasta in California. And we were working on the marketing. We had, I think, maybe 5 people signed up. This was going to be a really intimate event of 10 people. And we had a person pay the deposit. And then at the last minute, they canceled. And then I had another cancellation from another potential client. And in a matter of 10 minutes, we had lost 2 potential clients. And I started to fear, I started to believe in this lack of maybe we don't fill up the entire retreat. There was only 3 weeks left for this experience. And all of the doubts wanted to come in. Maybe you should cancel the retreat. Maybe you should have done this with more time. All of the shoulds and all of these fears and doubts. And I said, you know what? I'm not going to accept this. Imagine how crazy that sounds. I said, I'm not going to accept this apparent lack, this apparent reality. And I went out, I was living in Madrid with my girlfriend. And I went out to a nearby park. And I started breathing, I started walking, I started stretching, because I needed to get this fear out of my body, so that I could have a clear mind and take an aligned action. And in that time I was reading the I Am discourses, which teach you how to live as the creator, as this presence of your higher self. How do you use, in practical terms, your divinity to manifest faster and to be the only authority of your world. And I remember an application where it said something along the lines of God in me, almost like the highest version of yourself, that divinity. I called upon it and I said, God, come forth now and solve the situation immediately. Go forth, fill out these spots, fill out it with people that need it, that want it, that need this amazing gift. And I felt this sacred energy going forth, and I felt a sense of peace. It was like a shift. And again, the doubt tried to come up one more time. And I said, no, I do not accept you. I do not accept these apparent cancellations. I'm focusing on the truth that God is going forth right now and is bringing in the people that are meant to be for this experience. And you're not going to believe what happened. I go back home literally 5 minutes after doing this, and I sit down and I open my inbox, and there's nothing. I was checking the inbox to see if there was someone else that had booked their ticket or paid their deposit. And before I could get doubtful, I opened the inbox, and literally less than 30 seconds after, there's a notification from Samcard, my payment processor, and it literally says someone just paid their deposit. A new client. And I was like, yes, wow. I was celebrating this power, this test that I was passing in real time, because it was hard. And then that client ended up coming to the retreat. And then the other client that had canceled, my business partner, she started talking to them on email just to understand why they had canceled at the last minute. And after 5 different emails, they realized that they needed to attend this experience and that they were sabotaging themselves because of fears and different stuff. And at the end, he invited his girlfriend to come to the retreat. So instead of having 2 canceled clients, we had 3 new clients in a matter of 24 hours, and we added $15,000 of revenue to pay for everything for the retreat. And we ended up having the most amazing time ever. And I am sure that it wouldn't have happened if I couldn't pass that test that the universe put in front of me, of saying no to the ego, not accepting those limitations and the apparent reality. And that is how you can start applying these concepts into your life. Next time that you have a big test from the universe, know that you're really close to shifting, to breaking through and going into the next level. But you need to make sure that, first of all, you govern your mind, you govern your feeling, and you continue to place your attention on the desired manifestation that you want, no matter what shows up in front of you. Because even if it's the opposite thing, you know that is a test that you will pass, because you remember the truth. It is always all about the truth. Okay? Hope this helps. Have an amazing day. I'll see you on the next one. Check out the amazing resources that I have below, and I'll see you next time.